I'll get there before Christmas.
Hi kids, it's Marcel here. I want to tell you the story about Rudolph. You know, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. You know, Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donder and Blitzen. Nobody cares about those other reindeer. Nobody. The only one anybody cares about is Rudolph. Am I right? I'm right. Okay, so this is the story about Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. But if you've ever heard the story about the Wizard of Oz, way back when it was a black and white movie, they decided to put on silver shoes on Dorothy the way that they did in the book. Because in the book, she's not wearing ruby slippers, she's wearing silver shoes. So they tried to do that in the movie. It didn't look right, so they put on red shoes. Well, it was sort of like that with Rudolph as well. He was actually not a red-nosed reindeer. Most reindeers, you know, have got black noses. And if you're wondering what reindeer are, they're sort of like a cross between, I don't know, a bear and a horse, except that they have antlers. So they have antlers. Those are antlers. And that's kind of what a reindeer is. Anyway, so Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, didn't have a red nose, but what he did have was a nose that was like really bright. Like, you know, halogen headlights on a car, you know how they just cut through the fog and the snow when you're driving? Well, that's kind of the way it was with Rudolph. He had this like halogen nose. It wasn't red, but for the sake of the story, let's call it red. And you'll understand why it wasn't red in a minute. So anyway, so Rudolph was busy minding his own business and so forth, but nobody liked him, okay? Because he had this like shiny nose, you know, I'm talking to halogen bright here, okay? He had this shiny nose and like everybody made fun of him. All the other reindeer, including Comet, Cupid, and all those other guys. And he had a tough time. And even Santa wasn't particularly nice to him. Santa was going, oh, dude, listen, I cannot have you pulling my sleigh because honestly, have you looked at yourself in the mirror? You've got this nose. In fact, if you look at yourself in the mirror, you will go blind, I tell you, buddy. Anyway, so even Santa was not nice to him. So what happened is, there was like this really, really bad foggy night, okay? It was snowing, it was foggy around the entire planet. No, I'm serious, like the entire planet was covered in snow and fog. Some people even suspected demonic interference. And Santa was going, oh man, this is like going to be like the worst Christmas ever because we're going to have to cancel because it's like raining and foggy and snowing and like the hurricanes and tornadoes and everything all at the same time. And worse, I can't see a darn thing. Because his sled, of course, I mean, Santa has been living for centuries, as you know, but he's not up on technology. So he didn't put anything on his sled that would, you know, give you that cutting through the snow and fog thing. Like halogen headlights. So he's going out there and he's telling reindeer, dudes, we're going to have to cancel this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden he's going like, Rudolph, dude. And all of a sudden he goes, Rudolph, hey, listen. I know I've been mean to you. I know the other reindeer have been mean to you, especially Olive. Olive, the other reindeer, she would not let you play in any of the reindeer games. Just like everybody has been nasty to you. And I understand that. But now we need you, buddy. We need you. It's time for you to step up to Christmas and show us that there are no hard feelings. You know, what's done is done. Problem is, Rudolph wasn't into that at all. You know, he was going like, Santa, Olive, and Comet, Cupid, Donder, Blitzen, all you guys, you know, you guys have been awful to me. You've been terrible to me. If I'm going to pull this sleigh and you're going to take advantage of my bright nose, I need you all to bow down to me right now. And they all did. They all did because they knew that the only option was to cancel Christmas, which was going to be like dreadful. I mean, can you imagine the kids on Christmas morning? They're no presents because, you know, and remember, this is a snowstorm that was covering the entire planet. The whole planet was covered by the snowstorm. Anyway, so everybody bowed down and said, we're so sorry, we're not worthy, all that sort of stuff. And unfortunately, I hate to put it like this, but a couple of the reindeer and even Santa had, like, you know, had done this bit, you know, so that they had their fingers crossed or hooves crossed, and they were behind their backs, so they weren't really telling the truth. But nevertheless, they were making a show of it. And Rudolph was going like, okay, all right, fine. Can I have some sugar cookies before we go? And they said, sure, have some sugar cookies. And so they loaded up the sleigh. They went through the whole thing. And then the other reindeer were being saddled up and put the jingle bells on, all that stuff. Put the presents in the back of the sled and away they go. And Rudolph is at the front and he's shining bright. And I am telling you that nose, that halogen headlight nose was cutting through everything. It was awesome. It was fantastic. It was a sight to see on Earth. Everybody, we're talking like, hey, look at that up there, man. It's like a laser from space. But it wasn't a laser. It was Rudolph who was guiding the sleigh and he was delivering presents all over the world. Anyway, short version of the story is everybody was happy. They got their Christmas presents. Everything was good. I won't say that Rudolph was treated better after this was all over, but one thing is true. he went down in history. Yep, because like everybody knows about Rudolph now. That's right, he went down in history. Merry Christmas.
All right, here we go. Here we go. No, that's not right.